Good morning, Franz. How you doing? Square in the face with that one, Cora. Good morning, everybody. Fantasy is on a 35 stream streak. Wow. And Fantasy was first as usual. Cora second. Marinite third. Good morning, Marinite. I figured Fantasy's Who Are You is actually supposed to be How Are You? Dyslexia. It's really confusing sometimes. Yeah, but Marinai is a real life friend of mine. Thank you for the hydrate. I also took my maracas, so everybody take your medicine if you need to. Oh, we got another follower while we were offline. Crispy Gem. Thank you for following. Welcome to the islands. The islands. Get a little bit Irish up in here. We had freezing mist overnight. So it was cold enough to be foggy, but also warm enough to be foggy. And then it froze. Like 1:30 p.m. Wow. I spoke to KGB last night, and he's doing okay. Someone thought you're in your 30s because of your voice. Well, aren't you like in your mid 20s? That's fine. Necromancer, good morning. Welcome back to Stream. I was working on the painting of Kit and Maddie because I would like to finish that up too. I was also working on Necromancer's painting as well because I would also like to finish that up. You're in your early 20s. Okay, you're 20. Look, I know so many people now. It's hard to keep track. I don't even know how old some of my own friends are. Like my close friends that I've known for half my life. Yeah, I did tell him that everybody was worried. He just said he didn't have time for watching my streams, but I'm like, bro, you can stay in the community and not come to my streams. It's fine. So I think it made him happy to know that people were worried about him. Oh, here we go. It helps if my screen is the right size. I was like, why is that so off? But yeah, these paintings are to the point where it's like working on them on stream. It's like there's not much to do. So I'm working on the jewelry details, and for this one, and what do you know? I'm working on jewelry details for this one as well at the same time. Is he safe? Yeah, he seems safe. Scene change. Do you not want me to work on the painting on stream? And we've finished this more or less. There's just the like little refinement bits that I'm doing. But this is gonna be our header logo for like our social medias and stuff because I needed something that wasn't just a picture of a beach. Scene change in honor of KGB. Fair enough. KGB always redeeming those scene changes. Yeah, he said with school he just doesn't have time He just doesn't have time to come to stream, so I'm like, oh, I understand that. I mean, who knows? He could be actual KGB, and they're just doing that, like, am I not actual KGB? By calling themselves KGB. You can never know. Keeping an eye on streamers. Good morning, Puma. I hope you have a great day at work. I have my ADHD medication back, so I'm like ultra cheerful even if I'm tired. Energy. What you doing, Tesla? Did you drink some water? I hope you drank some water, because you haven't been drinking your water very much, man. Leaves me worried. But he always gets a little bit of tuna water with his tuna. Those missed me. I dodged them inadvertently. Either that you just have really bad aim. Coffee. So yeah, I thought I would start catching up on some things. Let's see what else we have to catch up on. Go to our art progress folder. Yeah, that's done. That's not done. I mean, we still have to finish this one. And we need to finish this one. That I can't open on stream. And then there's this redraw that needs a lot of work. Once again, the mouth. Oh, dare such insults. Yeah. This is a camping one. It's got a little tent that goes with it. And the tent has doors that you can close. But I was struggling with all the leaves in the background, right? I need to put a fire pit down. The inside of the tent was supposed to also have like the cot that you guys got me. So like as I got things that I needed for camp, I would change the interior of the tent. I got the boots. I got myself the boots. I was able to do that. They were a trial. They're still they're like a half size too big, but the half size down was too small. It's so frustrating. I need like the size in between, but I think it's because they're the men's boots, because the women's boots just straight up didn't fit me. Even at the maximum size that I could get. And it's mostly around the ankles that they didn't fit. Because my legs are too big. But I'm working on that. I'm making sure I get a little bit more exercise with my legs. Trying to lose some weight. So, I have to remember when I'm sitting here that I've got to, like, wiggle my legs to keep them moving, keep them exercising. So if you see me bouncing a little bit more than usual, it's because I'm exercising my legs while I sit here. Should get one of those, like, little bicycle pedal things for under the desk and just sit here and pedal. But yeah, this is one of the ones that I've wanted to finish. And then offers like a thing to print printable for sale. Let's see. The other one that we wanted to do was, where is it? Where's Reginald? Here it is. There. This one we wanted to do. So, actually, maybe we should work on this one a little bit. What did we need? We need to go to another folder and open up another piece that we've got to work on. This folder, and this folder. And then I think it's this image. Oh, yep, it's this one. Okay. I need to get the file size for this one. Canvas properties. Whew. That's a big file. Can I save this file size from here? No, I can't. So, file, new, inches. This should be the file size for... I've gotten a deadline on writing a play for the local theater. Oh, that's so cute! You get to write a play for the theater? I love that. Okay. We've got a lot of things that we can work on and finish. The overlay, I love this, but also I don't. I think it's the bamboo in the foreground. But that's what happens when you work off of an AI picture, especially like an old one made with one of the old jank AIs that couldn't quite make things right. And use that as a reference. So I really need to just take some time and probably a few hours to futz around with the layout and stuff. Probably do some thumbnail sketches. So we'll just save this file. It's huge. And Daff is also on a 35 stream watch streak. Thank you for sharing your time with us, Neff. Time is limited. So, I understand. And I really appreciate it. We're gonna grab this landscape one. Look at the size difference in this. And like, so painting for screen size is very different from painting for canvas size. What are we doing? We're looking at old pictures that need some finishing work. It is so hard to see. Hold on, I gotta go close one of my blinds because there's too much reflection. Hi, Nugget. There's just too much white outside. I couldn't see the darkness on my screen. Still can't see that well. Let's try turning on the ring light and pointing it away. There's too much reflection. Let's point the screen down. Will that work? No, that somehow makes it worse. It loosens the cord at the back. Ah! It's one of those days where I can't see shit. Everyone take their meds as needed? Yes, we did. Thank you for the med reminder, though. Remember to take your meds this time, silly. Also, Stoke saying, time is the only currency we spend that we cannot make more of. That is very true. Turn up the contrast on my monitor. No, I don't want to change anything. It's just, there's a small light reflection happening. Because I moved some of the stuff behind me, which is why I want to, you know how the bed design had like a big wall with screens on it? That is the reason why I wanted that, because it allows light through without it becoming too bright so that I can still see my monitor. That's why working with your back to a window on a monitor really sucks, but there's no way to arrange this room where my back is not to the door or the window. Like, there's literally no way to do that. Unless I turn my desk around completely, and then there'll be no space for me to sit. Because I sit between the dresser and the desk. And so, in order to open up my dresser, I have to tuck in my chair. But I took some stuff off of my dresser last night that was previously blocking the window. And so I get a little bit more of the window reflection behind me. It's so frustrating. Alright, I do a quick search for some information. Here we go. 45 by 32. Hello? So let me check. Centimeters. Hey, you see, if I Huh. So, you remember back when I searched for the size of display and they gave me a certain size? The rest of the internet is also giving me a different size. 45 by 32 centimeters. So that's apparently the size of disc plates. And I don't know why it was telling me that disc plates were a much different size previously. Ah, let's see. Okay. So, Displate, their website themselves, says they tell you in DPI. So, 4032 by 2880. $4,032 by 2880, which makes it even smaller. This doesn't make any sense. Okay. I'm going to go to pixels again. No, 4032 by 2880. And if I switch that to inches, that's smaller than what it tells me. Displate's information is not good, man. Sorry, I'm not looking at the chat right now. I'll get back to it in just a second. The large disc plate is 67.5 by 48 centimeters. So let's see, 67.5. We'll go to change canvas size. So 67.5 by 48. Okay, so this one is the actual size according to their products. Yeah, it's just Displate has two different levels of information, right? So they give you one in DPI for custom displays, and then for the actual size of the display, they give you a size that's a lot bigger. If you want to go with their if you want to make your file the canvas size, it's kind of weird. Walks in, we're stowing the ground, utterly exhausted mentally. Good morning, Ross. Try and get some rest. Pulls the rug over Ross Riders. We don't use the R word here. Remember, they're fancy carpets. Ross is now on the sofa thanks to fantasy. At this point, we need to make Larptown just so Ross Riders can get a mental rest weekend. Yep. Does anybody have any ideas for what I can do for fundraiser activities for it? Because I know we're all poor. We need other people to fund it. Should I gender bend myself and give myself really big boobas to attract more people? Neff, you have booped my snoot. And I did not miss the hydrate, but I did miss the posture check. It is the boop snoot, like the droop snoot. And I'm gonna redeem this because no one else did. It is the snoot that gets booped. The boop snoot. I'm first today. Ha! So, in honor of the posture check, everybody on Shrimpthine's spines, why did they all fall to the side like that? What is happening? Become lobster. Unshrimp. The unshrimpening. The great migration of the spinal column. It's like the great sponge migration. Huh. Dents and dinos. Dents and dinos. Alright, let's see what Ross is saying. Guess I need a mental reset. Went through 8 hours of being on the... Oh, Jesus Christ. It wasn't only emotion, it was a lot of time in the car, because I had to go to a major airport and back. I'm not going to say which one, but it's in the north. I hate driving in a major city. Yeah, don't dox yourself. Sorry for that weird yawn. Just like, ah! I'll try. Not even an hour ago when I was fixing food, my other brother was like, Ross, I need you to do insert car matters here. And I'm like, I just woke up. I'm mentally exhausted. I can't anything. Good. Say no. You heard a tiny meow in the background? I don't think you would have heard a tiny meow in the background. Tesla, did you meow? Oh. Ross.exe has stopped responding. Okay, so this is the actual size of the displays. Now, as I understand it, they print these on metal that wraps around the thing, so I probably need to make... I probably need to do a certain thing here. We'll do this. We'll go and we'll pick like a dark red color. And we'll go to edit, outline selection, draw inside the border. We'll do a line width of 5 pixels. And we'll do that again. Hold on. Outline 5 pixels. We'll put this layer up here, deselect, and then change canvas size, and we're gonna add a 1/2 inch. Oh, sorry. A 1/2 inch. Oh, fuck it. I'm gonna continue working in centimeters. Change canvas size. We're going to add 2 centimeters to each side. So 48 to 50 and 67.5 to 69.5. Nice. And that will give us a bleed edge to work with on the painting. So I wish I was a cat right now, or a dog. BRB phone call. Yep, cats and dogs wouldn't be answering phones. Okay. We're going to do some work on the Reginald painting today. We're going to bring this up and we're going to center it. And maybe we can offer this as a display. And since this was a screenshot taken from an AI video and we're changing it up to be our own thing, this is perfectly legal and a copyrightable image. And we're making it our own thing in an actual painting. And we'll make some changes to it, so it's not exact. Back, and also say as a reminder of how other people's responsibilities and families, and we'll try to offload it onto me. Yeah, that's because you keep allowing it to happen, Ross. You are your own worst enemy in some cases, but you are also the only one who can best advocate for yourself. And sometimes you just need the encouragement to actually do that advocating. So we support you in standing up for yourself, just so you know. There, so we've got a bleed edge to work with. And I'm going to save this as art in progress 2025 display Reginald. There we go. Well, it's saving here because we've got a lot of things open and I haven't restarted my computer in a couple of days. So theoretically, stuff on the outside of the red line will not be seen by anybody. I'm flailing wildly out of frustration. Well, now I can't stop thinking of Lace Harding. His name is Lace. Who names their kid Lace? Or is it supposed to be Lance? Alright, and I think these trees need to come up. Now we need to make shit up here. Right, let's close some things. Yeah, we need to finish that. I don't like it. That's done. And we'll keep the Fox and Crow and Necromancer's paintings open for later so I can work on them after stream because it's fine details that just really can't be worked on the stream. It would be so boring to see details that fine getting painted, I think. Man, I would love to live in this forest, you know? The flailing had nothing to do with Lace Harding from Dragon Age. It was about not being able to find a suitable tactical bridge officer in STO. Lace Harding is the redhead dwarven scout you meet in Dragon Age 2 and 3 who becomes a recruitable companion in Dragon Age Veilguard. Oh, okay. This has now become our own painting. I mean, it was our own painting before, especially since we added Reginald. So should I offer a version with Reginald and a version without? Nah, only with. What if people don't want scary Reginald in their cool, derpy forest painting? Let's zoom in a little bit so we can actually see what we're doing up here. I mean, look how messy this is. This part of the charm of paintings, right? There's some parts that are just like really messy. See, this is how I know like the original was AI, because when I copied like the branches sticking out, a couple were pointing up, and that just doesn't happen in Mindtrees. So let's fix that. people who want a painting of a creepy forest also want Reginald in there. Fair enough. Is this my debut as a horror painter? I mean, technically, the Witch Hunter Society is also a horror paranormal novel. Oh yeah, removing Reginald is not a problem. I would just straight up paint over him. Just paint fog there instead. Once I finish the painting, I can remove him easily. I mean, he was just painted in so derpy too, and I'm not sure if I want to try and give him more detail or just leave him like that. I kind of like this brighter sort of blue that's reflecting whatever skylight is coming in. Because what we've got going on here is like there's someone here and they've got like a light right here in front of them and they're going through the forest with just a light. That's what we're seeing. And I kind of just want to pull a little bit of this blue misty light from between the trees onto the edges of some of them. No, it's too much there. But like around here you would see a bit more of this blue light from this little gap in the sky here. And this is entirely an accident, but I kind of like it. Some video games have really good soundtracks, though. Max Payne and Sam Fisher working together. But yeah, like, you get up close and you see how messy it is, and I just want to clean that up. Especially if we're gonna make this, like, a print. What? Just one dot there. Let's fill that in. This, I think, started out as a couple of trees, but I think I want this to be like a redwood-sized tree in here. And the rest of these are just smaller redwoods, I guess. But this one is gonna be like a colossal redwood. It just disappears into the darkness up here. And that'll give us like a little vignette. Yeah. I still need to finish that opossum shirt, one that I want to make with the scissors beats paper. I haven't had a chance to work on that at all because I've been so busy catching up on things, and I want to finish Necromancer's Commission, and I want to finish Mooney's commission as well. And I need to work on Galen's commission. But I just wanted to paint something that's not people. I've got Galen's commission set up too already. I need to... where is it? I need to just create a commissions folder instead of having commissions in separate folders. Yeah, so I've got Potato Queen, Plague Doctor, and Galen all set up and ready to go. So Galen's file is this. So an example of stuff. And then Plague Doctor and Potato Queen. Like, I'm not happy with this. I need to restart Star Lanes because it's just, I don't know, it doesn't fit the vibe that I think they're going for. I know Potato Queen's happy with hers. And I've changed the way that I draw now since I've started these ones, that I'm like, I probably should redo these, but at the same time they're already done and I don't want to cause more work for myself, and I'm only getting $100 each for these. So which I charge more than that for these now. Because they're like full body designs with like sewing instructions and recommended tutorials and patterns and dye, and they even got some free accessories for their wait time. So and Starlene's is gonna get probably almost entirely redone. Your ass used to be beautiful. Imagine that, enough actual writing. Character development and writing. Hydrate and a posture check. Hold on. Everybody on shrimp thine spines. They all missed me. None of them bounced off my head. Sadness. Wonder if I can, let's see. Node graphs. Redeems. Can I make one? Real quick. How does this work? Twitch callbacks. Channel points. And then what do I do? I'm doing multiple things at once. Oh, edit Twitch redeem. No. That's not what I want. We will delete that. No. Wow, there's so much stuff here. Lovett's action. No. Play MMD motion. Wow, there's so much. Play music. Play sound. Set pose. This is effects. No. Those are not a throw item. There's drop item. Callbacks, action note, gateway notes, nope. Values. Ah! Thank you for the hydrate. Bone rot? What the hell? That sounds horrible. I just want it to no, that's a specific item. I just want it to confetti a bunch of emotes, which I don't think is a thing I can do. Play music, play sound. Throw item. I think I have to, like, make a specific item. I can't, like, choose an emote as an item. Yeah. I'll have to ask Sai for help with that later. But it would be nice to be able to have you guys throw items at me, or throw shrimp at me, or have the shrimp fly across the screen. when somebody redeems the shrimp emote or the posture check. Fantasy, thank you for the hydrate. I'll take a second one just for you because I didn't acknowledge it right away. The guys are talking about some video games. They stole his car and killed his dog, sir. Oh. Everyone throws shrimp at everyone, yes. Shrimpless. Nameless as a shrimp. It's funny because I have like 15 animated emote slots, and I'm like, I don't. I don't know what to do. Oh, you can see where there was a problem right here. I needed to be darker in my room. So working on a dark painting when it's even dark outside, that's the thing. Like, it's a pretty gray day here, and there's still too much light. And if I make it too dark, then my tracking doesn't work. There, close the blackout curtains too. We'll see how this tracking goes. Tesla's off sleeping somewhere else anyways. Alright. Now that it's as dark as late evening in my room, I can actually see the painting that I'm working on. How's the tracking doing? It's not perfect, but we can at least see our screen now. This painting is so dark. But like, I really wanted to see up in this really dark corner up here because, like, if this gets printed, you'll be able to see everything, so it has to be able to be seen. I could also do this, increase the luminosity. So let's see, if we increase the luminosity by a certain amount, by 15, okay. We're going to take bright red. So in order to reset the painting so that we can actually see it, and so that the painting is doing what it's supposed to do, we'll paint at luminosity plus 15, and then we'll reduce it and see what happens. So let's say if I go in here and I'll make like just a couple of branches using the actual colors that were here already. These little like spiny cedar branches. And then we'll go back in here and we'll subtract 15 from the luminosity. Why does that not work? Huh. Okay, so we'll add 15 to the luminosity, and then we'll remove 15 from the luminosity. See, it doesn't work. You would think if you add 15 to luminosity and then you subtract 15 from luminosity, it would go back to the way it's supposed to go. So what if I subtract another 15 from luminosity? It still doesn't go back. That doesn't make any sense. I wonder why that's a thing. And there's another thing we can test. We'll duplicate this just in case. Okay, I'm going to turn that down. The problem with selecting this way is you'd have to go here, select like this, and then turn down the opacity and then paint on it. And then you'd have to turn the opacity back up. So there's no way to actually do this. Ugh! Just blinded myself. Someone summarized Tom Cruise's work in Collateral as Tom Cruise does not appear in this film. Look, my facial recognition is so bad that I watched Tropic Thunder and didn't realize that the black guy in the movie was actually Robert Downey Jr. until, like, he took off the makeup at the end of the film. That's how bad my facial recognition is. And I was like, what the fuck? It's Robert Downey Jr. My brother was like, yeah, you didn't realize that? And I'm like, no! I had no idea! So there's that. Yeah. And guess what? Nobody was mad that he was, like, playing a character who was doing blackface, essentially. But it wasn't because he was doing blackface because he was being racist. He just was having a psychosis where he thought he was a black dude. He was legitimately like, yes, I'm black. I don't like that. I need to clean up this droopy branch a little. Yes, I got some displays, but like they were done in such a way we were like, we're not sure whether these are AI or not. Because they could be legitimate paintings, but they could also be AI paintings. And I'm like so constantly worried about people thinking my work is AI that I'm like, I'm so glad that I'm a streamer now as an artist. Because now there's a record of me actually painting this. And like there's always something in the art community coming about some really big artist that has secretly switched to AI, or someone who's like, yeah, I've been an artist this whole time, and they've like faked their entire online presence. And it's like, if you don't have like an extant portfolio with all of your work from before AI existed, people automatically think you're an AI artist. AI artist, quote unquote. An artist, or moonlighting as an artist that uses AI. Like, it's infuriating. Evan Blair is an art streamer, and at conventions he's still accused of using AI in his art. Yep. It's like you can watch the full process. And like his style is too consistent to for him to be an AI artist or an AI user. That's the thing, right? Like it's too consistent. Look, there are places where AI is useful, but that's usually in science and medicine. And I don't mean like standard LLMs. There was that monthly dose of good news that was talking about the way they're using AI to determine what kind of stroke someone has had, whether it's a hemorrhage or an ischemic attack, which is what my mom had. Because if you give the wrong treatment for that, you could kill the person. And the treatments are like opposite. So, for an ischemic attack, you give blood thinners. For a hemorrhage, you have to do something else. And if you give someone blood thinners who's had a hemorrhage, you will kill them. That's the thing, right? And so they're using AI to look at the MRI images that they take of a stroke victim so that they can faster determine which one of these problems that they've had. And so it makes their recovery faster and more likely for them to survive the stroke too. And like if this had been a thing like 4 years ago and was already out in Canada, my mom's recovery would have been so much better, and the chances of her having her second stroke would have been greatly reduced because the damage to her blood vessels in her brain wouldn't have been as severe, right? And that's where AI needs to be used, is in science. That's what it's best used for. But art? No, it doesn't need to be used in art. If you want to learn how to draw and paint, like, I will gladly take time to teach people who want to learn, but you also, in some cases, need the right basic tools. Like, Fantasy has good potential as an artist, but she should probably get a proper painting program like Clip Studio, or and a tablet, like I have, you know, even just like an old Wacom Intuos 4. I mean, my tablet's from 2009, man. And it works beautifully. Yep. Science, not art. That stuff is expensive? Yeah, I understand that. Well, I mean, like, an Intuos 4 you might be able to find for cheap online. Because they're so old and everybody wants, like, the ones with the Cintiq that have the screen on them. So, like, an Intuos 4 could probably be really, really cheap. Well, that's the other thing, too, Ross. Like, drawing on paper, pencil, canvas, physical medium will teach you so much more about art than you could ever learn from digital painting. Like, knowing the digital tools is great, and not having to buy materials after the first time you purchase them generally is really, really nice. Like, eventually I'm going to have to replace the nib on my pen, and the pen nibs have not really changed much, so I could probably just order a nib from Wacom again and just be like, hey, I just need some replacement nibs. But it's come with so many replacement nibs, like, inside the inkwell, the Intuos 4, that, like, it's gonna be a long time before I run out. I just had a nib drop out of my inkwell because I have some extras in here. There we go, found it. It's called the inkwell, but it's just your pen holder. I've lost track of the mechanical pencils I've gotten and will get, hopefully. I could send you some. I've got so many mechanical pencils and I never use them, but they're perfectly good. So I can't throw them out. Yeah, I kind of like this giant redwood right here. And then we've got this tree with already lots of let's give it a little bit of a hanging down right here. And like you have to remember, like spruce branches are shaped kind of like this. They got a little split, and then they'll have another split that has a little split, and another split that'll have a little split. And because of the needles, they become sort of floofy. So it makes them relatively easy to draw if you're just drawing a branch. you got the main branch, and it'll come to a little split at the end, and then you draw the other branches coming off of it, and they kind of droop, and they're heavy, so they turn downwards like this, and then they'll have their split. A little split on the end, and another split. And you just sort of keep doing that randomly. And it doesn't need to be clean, but before you know it, you end up with a nice thick branch that still has translucency, so you can still see through it to the other side. And you can always add a little bit of texture to the branch to signify the ones on the other side. And you can also go darker if you want to add even more layering. Well, look at that, spruce branch. Welcome back, Cora. Thanks for the hydrate. I'll take a sip. We've made the room really dark, so if my tracking looks a little weird, that's why. But there you go, instant spruce branch. Ooh, that could have been close. Should have done that on a different layer. But yeah, this is basically what I'm doing in here. Is I'm just drawing spruce branches, and the further back you go, the lighter they get. You just get a little bit of a lighter color, and you just sort of make it blend into the background, and that's how you paint a spruce tree. And then you just layer branches. And that's basically just what I'm doing here. You pick a color slightly darker than the background if you want stuff to disappear into the mist. That's your art lesson for the day. And pine, spruce, cedar, they tend to grow really straight. Alright, see you later, Marina. You have a great day. If you have to go out anywhere, go carefully. It's very icy. I think my eyes are finally adjusting. I have to be really careful about the blending in here. Neff and Cora redeemed a posture check. Everybody on Shrimp Thine Spines? And I'm gonna go and do a little stretch because there was a double posture check there. So I'm just gonna back and forth. Oh, like seaweed in the ocean currents. Whoa, my tracking is like, oh my god, what is happening? First roll, meow! I'm sorry that I don't have more tier 3 emotes for you, Cora. I haven't gotten any more slots. I wish they would give me more slots. Whoa. Accidentally switched brushes. And then on a couple of dead branches towards the bottom. Havarti was conscripted. Havarti's just on vacation. I feel like I may have done too much to that tree. How far back can we go? Not far enough. That's alright. Mistakes happen. I think I just zoomed in too far.
Necromancer Dark says,
Oh!
FUS Rodar.
FUS. It's kind of weird that it got the Rodar part, but not the fuss. Hira, hello! Welcome back to stream. How you doing? How have you been? You're from Zio's community, right? Is there any update on how things are going with him?
Necromancer Dark says, FUS Rodar.
Try FOOS for Foos. Or Fusro as one word? You've been terrible, but it's getting better. Are you sick? Oh, mentally
Necromancer
sick.
Dark
Oh, I'm
says,
sorry.
FOOSRODAH.
Nope. Apparently, feet don't exist in German either. Fuss. Like Fussball. Maybe it's because you're making it capitals? You're mentally sick? I'm very sorry. It's, that's tough. Know that you can come and chat in the Discord if you need help. The community is great. People will always help out if you need anything. If you just need to chat.
Necromancer Dark says, FUS Rodar.
There you go. Just didn't like the capitals. Why am I so fixated on this tree? Reginald looks like he's trying to sell me this tree. You know, I kind of like the branches when they're softer and fluffier. Like in the background here. It's kind of weird, but...
Necromancer Dark says, this tree, this is my tree, this is good tree. This tree is a tree, not your tree. You can't have it for free. My tree is not your tree. If you try to touch my tree, I will murder you. I love my tree.
Someone please clip that. I appreciate my need more than that. Thankfully, therapy and Medicaid at least. Some things are much more powerful, I guess. Yeah, look, I need medication too. I understand it. I'm hungry, but I go wait for dinner at my dad's place. Have a piece of cheese or something. A little tiny snack. A little tide you over. But know that the community is here and they like you. And We would like it if you stayed with us. And yes, hugs. Hugs for you. Hugs for you, Hira. And thanks for clipping. Clips help to sort of advertise the kind of weird shit that goes on here. And it could lure in more weird and unhinged people just like us. That's why it's good. It's why clipping good. Let's break up some of these trunks a little bit. Ugh! Why have you done this? This is my tree. We'll go play that again, because it was lovely.
Necromancer Dark says, this tree, this is my tree, this is good tree. This tree is a tree, not your tree. You can't have it for free. My tree is not your tree. If you try to touch my tree, I will murder you. I love my...
Saying, oh, why can't I finish a penny chat? 50,000 hydrate reduced per day. Yeah. A hydrate and a streech. Okay, hold on. Make sure the thumbnail disappear into the darkness so you can't see the streech. That one little spot right here, I really love this effect. Just right up in here. It's so good. There's a little bit of hope in the darkness there. Let's drag a little bit of that down in here. Bring a little bit of this up. No. Not that. So we're going to work into the background a little bit here. I'll have to paint over this tree just a smidge. Let me go back and fix it. is one heck of a forest. Gonna have a little bit of this light coming up in here. Thanks for the hydrate, Death. Welcome. We're working on Reginald's painting. We've resized it to a display. And I've got these ones up and running for finishing. But the finishing is so minute that I feel like I shouldn't do them on stream because they're just... It's so small in the details that I feel like it would be ultra boring. Don't worry, I'll add some branches back to this one. Looks like there's a fallen tree right back here. I kind of like that. Let's give it a couple little scraggly branches hanging down. And sticking out here. The light is somewhat inviting, but also at the same time completely uninviting in how dense it is back there. The forest is dangerous, man.
Death_Sand says, say Ross.
Say Ross? Yeah, and I can see that fellow to the right. Oh, fantasies boot my snoot. It's the boop snoot. Like the droop snoot. But it is the snoot that gets booped. The boop snoot. Thank you for booping the snoot, Fantasy. Okay, there's another colossal redwood hiding back here, I think. Just waiting. Sorry, my dad came for my coffee mug. It had coffee in it, so you know. Thank you. He makes tea in the mid-morning now because coffee's getting too expensive to buy, so we switched to drinking tea because I brought so much tea home that, like, we need to get through it eventually. So we're like, you know what? We can save some money and have tea. I had a dream once. It was an ambiguously apocalyptic setting where I was part of some four-man mercenary team. It felt like POV sequel to another dream of a similar setting. Aware of that, it was a three-man squad anyways. This dream was set in a forest like this one. Nice. No, I would love to be in a forest like this someday. And like, I don't know whether this is night or day. Like this this forest, it could be daytime in this forest and it's just that dark. Because it's cryptid forest. Reginald lives here. Can you imagine if this was daytime? But no, I think with that little sliver of light that's coming through, it's probably like twilight or something, or apparently he's responsible for rear security. Covering our rear, we made our way through a forest. All like military gear, night vision goggle included. In hindsight, I would imagine we would be nighttime monsters. To say, yeah, Ross is a vivid dream kind of person. Yep, there's another colossal redwood back here. I think probably extends to here. So we're gonna put in our root system down here. A little bit lighter gray. A lighter gray for some other trees. Bring in some of this color. Some fog. Or foliage, it's hard to tell. Maybe there's like a little dark hollow down here. It looks like such a deep forest. I love it. Last time I remember taking aim at someone before I could fire one of my squadron took him down. He stole my fucking kill. Look at how deep those woods look. I love this. I love painting deep forests.
Careful.
Do you want to see my painting?
No.
No.
No, I'm busy.
Yep. I mean, this is... We didn't repaint this whole thing. We just grabbed it from the old file and resized it. But like all of this foliage in here is going to be redone in more detail. Because these were just all slapped in, right? But like this thing, this is at 100%. I mean, look how messy that is back there. This is the actual size that you would see it at. Reginald is just scribbles. And like, the pine tree branches are also just scribbles. Like, these ones are a bit more refined because I've gone in and repainted these. But when I was just slapping in shapes, like, these are wrong. Like, people would look at this and be like, that's AI. Because pine trees aren't like that. But, like, you guys watched me paint all of this in. And you can see, like, where the eraser strokes, well, quote-unquote eraser strokes are, where I've painted in a different color. All art is just scribbles. Scribbles are no pattern. Yes, that is very true. But, like, an AI wouldn't do this. It would blend all of this together. You wouldn't... The thing is, like, the AIs are adapting, right? So, like, they'll put in these weird artifacts, and people will be like, what is this scribble? I'm like, those are pine needles. You zoom out, and you look at the painting as a whole, and, like, these still stand out too much. Like, those are gonna get blended in. But I wanted variations in color. Like, one video I saw really early on talking about AI, they were like, oh, you know, an AI you would be able to, like, select a section of a painting and then go to another section right nearby and it will be a different color. And that's what AI does, because people just draw on one solid color. And I'm like, well, not if you're a painter. No, it's all AI, bro. Yeah. And, like, yes, this was painted from a screenshot from an AI video, so in some ways, like, it's inspired by AI, and I don't lie about that. Like, I won't hide that idea.
Old address redirection.
Thank you. It's good to know that the redirection I paid for in my mail is actually working. Paid $117 for that 1 year of redirected mail, and I never really actually get any actual mail.
Necromancer Dark says, it's I, bro. Bro AI. AI, bro. Bro, I. Bro, it's I. AI, bro.
Yeah. Because artists only paint in one color. Tell me you don't know shit about art without telling me you know don't know shit about art. Yeah. It was mostly in reference to anime art. And, like, the stuff that looks cel-shaded. But, like, when I do anime art, like the, here. When I do anime art with cel shading, it's not just cel shading anymore. That's all brushwork. So if somebody were to use that as a metric for how they determine AI, it wouldn't. They would just assume my work is AI because I paint. And
Templeton says, can Havarti pronounce Fossa properly?
I don't know, did he? But, like, I paint and then I mimic cel shading using painting. I don't know, that's how I pronounce that, Fossa. Fusa? What is Fusa? Carnivorous mammal from Madagascar. They so cute. People who also claim photography is not art. Whoa. I have thoughts about that. Stuck with an iPhone.
Necromancer Dark says, Fu Sarat Neficus, Fu SSSAAHHH.
Photography does require some level of artistic skill. Framing is a thing in art. The reason I'm having so much trouble with the background for stream is because I used an AI picture as inspiration, and there was absolutely no framing. It was just a mishmash of shapes. I just happened to like vibe with the color and the shape. Oh, those are cute. They're like a cat fox lemur. That's adorable. Cat fox lemur. A lemur fox cat. I think cat is definitely the base there. And then you've got a little bit of fox and then a little bit of lemur. Or a fox lemur cat. The fox and lemur are kind of in between. They're like a weasel cat blended together. Yeah, that makes sense. People who take photos can't draw. What? People who take photos can't draw? I happen to be a pretty decent photographer. Just most of the time when I'm just snapping a picture, like I don't give a shit about framing and whatnot. When I'm actually trying to take a nice picture, I consider like rule of thirds and framing and lighting and and like I don't have great talent for photography, but I have taken a couple of nice shots here and there. I've been known to take a few nice pictures. But people can't take pictures of people. Not good at it. There's parties for some of them, they either don't know or refuse to do, otherwise don't care, or even proud of the ignorance for what reasons they have. And like, all art is subjective. Just because somebody doesn't like movies or certain movies and they happen to be a movie reviewer doesn't mean that they're wrong. But people who say that photography is not art, well, they're perfectly allowed to be completely wrong. Movie reviewers are often wrong. I mean, it depends on their taste. They think a movie's bad for certain reasons. They're allowed to believe that. That's called having taste in something. You're allowed to have bad taste too. You know, I think I want a stick right here. It's gonna be a stick. A little bit of a like fallen branch kind of thing right here. And I think I want a bit more of this like deadwood color right here. And this too. This is also a fallen stick. I'll just blended in with the darkness there. This bush is going to end here. Should I bring some of this color over here? Maybe just a tad. Yeah, well, Roger Ebert was an idiot. It's called fantasy for a reason. You can tell Critical Drinker follows a formula, though, as every review is basically the same on everything. He wasn't wrong about Predator Badlands, though. I never saw Predator Badlands. Was that the one with the female lead? Also anti anything that isn't white. Well, so he's a racist. Oh, that was Prey. I didn't know they made another Predator movie. So he's anti anything that isn't white, therefore he's a racist. Just say it like it is, Ross. Prey was good. I never got to see it. A lot of people were raging on about how it was bad, and then I heard later that it was good. And I think just the people who were talking about it at the time were just misogynistic ass shitholes. Cockwombles. Fuck nuggets. Pieces of garbage. Because they're like, oh, a woman can't fight Predator. The Predator only goes after man. Like, I'm pretty sure Predator will fight anything that fights it. If it proves itself to be dangerous enough, I mean, that's its whole society. And sexist, unlike that woman. Unless that woman is anti-woke. But yeah. The people who are always like, oh, woke is bad. Like, yeah, there's certain levels of wokeism that are terrible. Let's not sugarcoat that. Let's not ignore the fact that, like, being woke can be very bad. Being supporting equality is not woke. It's just equality. Now, saying, all men are bad is misandrist, and saying, like, oh, we need diversity for the sake of diversity is also bad and is woke, because it can damage historical context. But also, like, in the case of, I think there was a game or a film where there was a black samurai, like, that guy actually existed, for Christ's sake. Like, hello. People of color existed in history too. Large group mission in Star Trek Online. One part that got me was about a review. It's like comparing Badlands to the original, saying the jarring difference was the worst. What was the jarring difference? Yasuke, Assassin's Creed Shadows. Yep. Okay, maybe he wasn't a samurai, but he lived in fucking Japan, right? There were black people in Japan. Happened. Imagine, people traveled. OG Predator was a horror movie. Badlands Predator was a Disney-fied Predator action adventure. What do you mean Disney-fied? How do you Disney-fy Predator? I really like Predator 2. The main character in that was black. No one ever complained about that one. Predator 2 was great. He served under a lord, that being Oda Nobunaga. Yeah, wouldn't that make him a samurai? Because he didn't fight. Oh, okay. Nobunaga basically had him as an oddity to show off to people. Yeah. I have not seen Predator Badlands. No. I didn't even know it existed, to be honest. Predator 2 was different from Predator. But, I really enjoyed Predator 2. It still had a lot of elements of Predator that I liked. And, like, my favorite part is the old lady with the broom. Let's be honest, I watch it just for that scene. Where the Predator's in the bathroom and he's, like, doing first aid on himself. And she's got the broom. And the Predator shouts and she's like, ah! I love that scene. It makes me happy. Something I learned in a very hard way was seeing Man of Steel after everyone said it was a fucking disaster, but when I saw it with my own two eyes, I thought it was... No, Man of Steel... Was that the Henry Cavill one? The first Superman remake one? It's okay, I'm a cop. I don't think he gives a shit. Yeah, I love that little old lady. She's great. Favorite character in Predator 2. The little old lady with the broom. Yeah, yeah, that Man of Steel was actually a good movie. And like I really liked the way the female villain, like I liked her like flash step kind of thing. My character Icarus had a move like that where he just moved really really fast, but he could only do it for really short distances. Superman doesn't save anyone. Doesn't he like save the whole goddamn planet? Yeah. Yeah. Ben Affleck as Batman. I don't recall seeing a Ben Affleck Batman film. Which one? Which one's the Ben Affleck one? Batman vs Superman? Yeah, I haven't seen it. Which movie? Man of Steel? Gal Gadot is an alright Wonder Woman, but that woman needs acting lessons. Still, she's better than Brie Wooden-Plank Larson! Brie Wooden-Plank Abuser Larson, you mean? Oh, Batman vs. Superman? I haven't seen it, so you can talk about it in a good light if you want. I don't care. Okay. I need to use the little demon's room, so I will be right back.
Spiralit Zero is visiting the island.
Pirlit! Hello, welcome! Welcome to the islands. Sorry, I was AFK. I was in a little demon's room. And I returned with my cat. Hello, how you doing? My name is Seika. I'm a Demora, a descendant of the QB race. That's the Incubus and Succubus. How you doing? How'd you find us? Tell us your story. Well, I pet me kitty. My little nugget of a cat. Yeah, Necromancer sitting in the back with popcorn. Who needs films when you watch people talk about them? Tesla, your ears are so cold. Maybe Piru is just gonna be a quiet, chill hangout person. Don't feel stressed to talk if you don't want to. That's perfectly fine. We're doing a painting. We're updating an old painting to fit on Displate. So this is the whole of the painting. We've had to extend pretty much around the whole of the outside. And we're just working on refining stuff. This was just a quick practice painting. I'm good. How are you? From Brazil. Your English is pretty bad. That's fine. I have a degree in English and my English is terrible. But it's my only language. So it's fine. But welcome. Feel free to come by any time. I've actually never met anyone from Brazil before. Like I've seen lots of VTubers and YouTubers and stuff from South America. I know that that anime is really popular in South America too. Has been for a long time. But I've never actually met someone personally from Brazil before. Yep, I mean, what better way to learn than to immerse yourself into a language, right? Time for you to go? Alright, see you later, Fantasy. You have a great day. Thanks for coming by as always and sharing your time with us. And congrats on your 35 stream watch streak. That was crazy. Well, I wonder if I should move the mic closer. Hold on. You're gonna get a little bit of Say ASMR. Say ASMR. It's cat time. Oh, Fantasy Snoot has been booped. Stop it right meow. Never. In a moment. I'll get to it in a moment. It's not ASMR, it's Say ASMR. Eh. Tesla is very content right now. I hope you can tell. Can you hear his purring? The boop wars have begun. Tesla, you smell funny. What have you been doing? You guys haven't had cat time in so long. I'm gonna spoil you today. You guys can hear that, right? So the new person appeared to have came in at just the right time. It's been months since you've had cat time. Alright, microphone is going back now. Ah. There we go. Cat time is over. But I'm still cuddling him. Because I don't get to cuddle him very much. I'm usually too busy at my computer, and he doesn't jump up on my desk like Velcro did. I miss Velcro. I miss going for boba with Sai. I miss living downtown where everything's in walking distance. I'm stuck at home. In the suburbs, the worst. With only one cat. But he's the cutest cat. And he gets tuna every day now. He's so lucky. But you got the happiness killing pizza place nearby. It's literally right across the street, ma'am. It's across the street, and it is... The thing is, like, the pizza place that was there was the best pizza I had ever had in my life. And then it switched to whatever that is. The pizza of so much disappointment, it's actually upsetting. Which is the worst pizza I've ever had. I've made better pizza with a tortilla wrap and random ingredients from my fridge. That's how bad that pizza is. Yeah. It's like triggering. It's like mentioning Shad in front of Ross. I'm sorry, I'm not doing any drawing. I'm petting a cat. He's a soft baby. I guess we should show Piero some of the other stuff in here. But is it as bad as slice of bread, ketchup, cheese, and pepperoni crumble? I think that would be better than this pizza. Like, have you ever seen a picture of AI pizza? How it's, like, strangely plasticized, perfect looking, and it kind of looks good in a way? Like, it was still pizza, but it was like somebody made pizza based only off of what pizza looks like in pictures. No, Pizza Hut is superior to this stuff. It looks like good pizza, and it smells really good. Well, I mean, it smells alright, but somebody made pizza somehow flavorless that looks like quintessential AI pizza. So the pizza was created based entirely on the looks of pizza. It was wild. Nope. Pizza Hut pizza is actually good. Like, their triple crown pizza with the mushrooms, green peppers, and pepperoni is actually really good. And, like, you know, they're the home of stuffed crust. You can't go wrong with stuffed crust. I've confirmed that Pizza Hut makes the pizza, bakes it, and then sprays flavor on before boxing it. I've gotten Pizza Hut pizza without the spray. Literally doesn't taste like anything. That's kind of weird. I mean, how could it not taste like anything when it's got, like, vegetables and shit on it? The vegetables have flavors. And the tomato sauce has flavors. I don't believe the spray thing. I don't believe it. Because then the tomato sauce wouldn't taste like anything separate from the pizza, which it does. The cheese tastes like something separate from the pizza, and the dough actually has a flavor. And when you just eat like a piece of crust, it has the flavor, so it's I don't know. I don't believe the flavor spray thing at all. I've had Pizza Hut recently. In the last 5 years? 6 years. We haven't had Pizza Hut since we moved from Oakville. But I straight up don't believe the flavor spray thing. Like, yeah, they probably have something that they add to the surface. But I don't think it's specifically to make the pizza taste like something. I'll just have to find a Pizza Hut and get a job there in the kitchen, and then I'll be able to tell you for sure, but I don't think that, Havarti? I don't think that they actually do that, because there's no way they'd be able to keep that quiet. Like, every Pizza Hut employee would be talking about that. They would be showing it in their videos. There's no way that that's a thing. I think I've already died again. I'm gonna take out this plant here because I'm not fond of it. Or at least part of it. You know what that probably is? It's probably a mister of water to help cool it down rapidly so that the customers don't burn themselves. I think the Pizza Hut up on Saint Joseph closed. A few years ago, I used to work at a Pizza Hut and only ever delivered, so I wasn't making the food or anything like that, but I just don't even remember. I was taking the pizza out and I was spraying the crust down with a plain white aerosol can that simply read Pizza Shine. I remember asking people doing it what it was, and I got a variety of answers, like it's to make the pizza look better, it's garlic butter flavoring. Of course, I would tell everyone whenever the subject came up about this. Recently, I was telling one of my friends about this, who they said straight up would not believe me, so I tried Googling it and could not find anything other than people saying it exists. Maybe a false memory that can that the can actually says pizza shine on it. Probably. Could someone confirm the aerosol container is what it says on the can? Better yet, if somebody could share a picture of it, so that I'd be very grateful. This was in Canada, and in case it was a regional thing. Literally standing in a Pizza Hut watching this happen and found this thread. I feel like that's a lie. I know of a spray that used to be on bread products. I believe it was a starch solution. I don't know if it's still used anymore. Starch solution would make sense. It's called Golden Sweet Grain Can, which is a garlic butter flavor for the stuffed crust. Now they just use breadstick butter. That makes sense. So it's a flavor enhancer. There was a spray for the hand toss, which was followed by a sprinkle of seasoning. I think the hand toss spray was the unflavored food release. Blue can, but I forget. They consolidated the spray and seasoning into that green slime Hut favorite sauce a few years ago. We still have the so-called green slime, but that's garlic butter. And then we put the parsley on top for the Hut favorite. The gold breadstick butter is used for the breadsticks and sometimes stuffed crust. Yeah, so it's a flavor enhancer. And a butter spray. I only worked at the Hut for 4 months now, so I wouldn't know anything about the cans, but I will say the first had garlic butter on the crust when I had it delivered once. I'll never eat it without it. Yeah, so it's a butter, a quote unquote butter. If you eat each part of a Pizza Hut pizza separately, like you pull it apart, you take the tomato sauce out from under the cheese, you take the cheese, separate it from the ingredients, you take a piece of bread from like inside the middle of the crust, you will find that they have flavors. Maybe it's because I'm a super taster, but they're flavors. Also, hi again, Death. I taste everything I smell. And I can assure you that Pizza Hut does have flavor to their pizza. They're not the best. I don't really like their pizza sauce. I dislike Domino's pizza sauce. I love Domino's marinara sauce. If I could get that as the pizza sauce, I would be happy, but they don't have it as an option. I also miss the jalapeno cheddar dip. They used to have a jalapeno cheddar dip at Domino's, and it was really good. Death Sand with his bongo cats. If order established, I'll have to prove it, so that's what I'll do. Look, I don't doubt that they probably have some sort of flavor enhancing spray on the pizza. That's a lot of cats. A lot of blue and purple cats, mostly blue. Yeah, I don't doubt that they have some sort of enhancing spray. A starch spray for breads makes sense when they come out of the oven. It adds a shine to the crust. That makes sense. Usually getting a crust shine involves putting an egg wash on it before it goes in the oven. Or it comes out of the oven for a moment, gets an egg wash, and then goes back in, and that's usually how you get that shine. I can understand big corporation doesn't want to spend money on extra eggs and have risk of contamination, so they have a thing that gives the crust a little bit of an extra shine after it comes out of the oven, still using the residual heat from, the 700-degree pizza oven. I don't doubt that. All those Evan emotes. But yeah, it's Pizza Hut does have flavor. It's just it's not as noticeable. The real thing is expensive. Use a fake thing that does the same, even if it causes cancer. We don't care about anything but profits. That's exactly what it is. The so-called garlic butter is probably just butter flavor, so it's probably a canola or a soy oil product, if not margarine. But margarine would probably still be too expensive for the bottom line. Flavicol. Yeah. So, one of the things I want at Larptown is like an actual pizza oven. And I want to make my own pizza. My brother already has like a sort of pseudo recipe for a pizza sauce. We have a way that we make a pizza sauce in our house, and it's so good. If you're making a pizza sauce, add a little bit of cinnamon to it. See what happens. It's really good. He thinks that Kavach might actually have the recipe, but my brother and Kavach and a couple of their other friends, Tigger and so on, they all worked at a pizza place when I was a teenager, and when they were much younger, in their late teens, early 20s. And it was a place run by a little Farsi couple. And God, their pizza was so good. And their pizza sauce is just... Mwah. And so, the boys wrote down... or got a copy of the pizza sauce recipe, apparently. But it's written in Farsi. So, someone has it. We're not sure who. I'll have to ask Andrea. Or Kavach, sorry. We already know her name anyways. He's posted a note for Kavach that reads, Boops the Snoot, Neff. But it's written in Farsi. Yeah, well, I mean, you could use Google Lens to translate it now. Like, come on. The recipe was written down in Farsi because the owners were Farsi. So they had a copy of the recipe in Farsi. But either Kavach has it or Cheese has it somewhere. And knowing Cheese, he probably saw it on a piece of paper and threw out the piece of paper because he does that. I gave Cheese a hoodie the other day. And I'm like, would you like this hoodie? I got too fat for it. And he's like, oh, this is a really nice hoodie. I'm like, yeah, it was yours. You were going to throw it away. And he's like, oh, why would I do that? I'm like, because you do that. And he's like, yeah, I do that. So I saved him from himself and gave him back his hoodie like 15 years later. And I'm like, yeah, I've been using it as a winter coat for a couple of years and then I got too fat. Characters with background and diversity. Hooray! Yeah. These people were really nice. The place was called Mamma Mia Pizza. And it was good pizza. It was right on par with Joe's Pizza, which was the place nearby that turned into the disappointing pizza place when Joe's Pizza closed. But yeah, seeing people write characters with, like, actual background and ethnicities that are different than just white, it's really nice. Diversity. It adds flavor to life. Or like, you know, white bread is just so plain. I like white bread too. But white bread is great for adding other flavors on top of because it's so plain. That's why we use white bread for pizza crust. You add all of those other flavors. I still need to make the pesto buffalo chicken pizza that Exuma Void shared. Because I like pesto, and I kind of like buffalo chicken. I like chicken on my pizza. I want to try adding shrimp to my pizza one day. I hear shrimp pizza is very good. I like shrimp. I was like, adding flavor to things. Wow. Variety. Humans are all about variety. We need variety. And I like white bread as much as I like brown bread, pumpernickel, sourdough, which is still technically a white bread, but it's a different kind of white bread. Oh, guess what? It comes in different flavors. It just so happens that flour is white, so, or white-ish. What even, necromancer? Child soldiers. Where did my interface go? I've pushed a button. It has hidden my interface again. There we go. Thank you for the hydrate. I got your other hydrate. Children are easy to manipulate, that's the thing. Where did I put my pen? There's my pen. Almost knocked over my soda. I kind of like these little bits of sticks here. We should probably add more sticks and pine needles and stuff. Rocks. Pebbles. see about doing a little bit of that. Ooh. Yep, we're going to be putting a little bit of granite in here. Something with like lichen and stuff on it. Gotta get a bit of moss on there. Moss. Mosses, lichens. Get some of that orange lichen on there. Broken stick, a bit of a branch. It's right here in the corner. That may or may not be another monster hand reaching out. We don't know for sure. Got some roots. Reginald, your tree is too blue. That rock in the corner. Sorry, I haven't really been paying attention. Hey, you like writing, so you talk about writing stuff. There's nothing wrong with that. A lot of what you talk about has a lot to do with fundamentals of writing good characters and story. Nah! Nappa's broke my snout! How dared! How dared! It is the boop snoot, like the droop snout. But it is the snout that gets booped. So daringly. Nope. And, oh. Boop snoot. Did you like that different one today? Get some darker colors in here. Just gotta go in here and clean up all of these edges. Not sure how I feel about that. Nope, the monitor just turned off on me. Okay. It's having a bit of a struggle bus today. This tree was leaning the wrong way. crooked tree. Thank you for the hydrate, Neff. Monitor making the executive decision that I'm done for the day. Oh, it is 3-hour mark. I mean, I suppose we can continue Spooky Scary Forest tomorrow. The longer I stream, the more money I make, though, and I'm more likely to be able to raid other people, because they'll actually be online. I haven't seen Zio online since his Discord got hacked, but I'm not sure if that would affect his streaming. Apparently somebody was holding it ransom for like $300. I haven't been able to ask him anything because I don't know what's going on. I didn't say the monitor made the right decision. It's not that they make it. Yeah. It's because I tried to adjust my monitor at the beginning of stream and the cord at the back has shifted a little bit. I can tell I didn't take very much care when I was first drawing this in. These are starting to look a little bit more like baby pine trees and not just questionable AI plants that they were before. I was like, yes, let's copy this AI plant almost exactly, and then wonder why it doesn't look like a plant. That's a vast improvement from earlier today. Oops. There we go. Make it fit on screen. No! I will have the skeletons bury you in the back of the crypt if you try that again! Neff boop necromancer snoop! So I'm not actually going to bury you in the back of the crypt. It was just a trauma response from when I was held captive by Val Keith, and all she would do is boop me. Which is crazy. If she ever offers to teach you some new techniques, don't take her up on that offer. Trust me. Because you're silly. Alright, let's find someone to raid. It's gonna be... I think we're gonna raid Tube today. Do you guys want to see Tube, or do you want to go back to Mokomade? Evan is, like, out of time zone for me, so it's hard to get to raid him unless I go for, like, 4, maybe even 5 hours. Alright, well, we're gonna raid into Tube. So everybody go see Tube. We're off sailing to other waters. Thank you for hanging out with me today as usual. Congratulations to the people with their 35 stream streaks. That's wild and crazy. Madness even. So everybody, thank you so much for coming by today. And I will see you all tomorrow for more painting of Reginald and his forest, his precious trees. You all have a lovely day, and I love you. Bye-bye.